In the 1950s and 60s, Australia actively encouraged migration, promising a job, a sunny climate and a home. For many, that dream came true thanks to cheap building technology and government support. Today, few people can afford the same dream. There has been a generational decline in home ownership, and even people on high incomes are struggling to afford to rent, let alone buy their own home.
Actually, in the past few decades, what we've seen is governments completely step back from what should be a really core job of government, supplying housing to its citizens and making sure that everybody in the country is housed, to now basically relying exclusively on the private sector. And when you look at the countries that have either avoided their housing crises altogether or managed to start turning them around, they are countries where the government is stepping up and really doing some heavy lifting.
Australia's housing crisis is real, but some families have found a solution. Ashley Jeffries and her family became concerned about the situation her parents found themselves in.
The rent where they were living was just skyrocketing, and we know that you can't work forever. The population that is growing in homelessness the most is women over the age of 55, and we were just worried, what if something happened to dad or to mum? How would we know that they would be safe? So yeah, lots of concerns that kind of led us to the granny flat decision.
Most granny flats are around 60 square metres, can be quick and easy to build. They provide one good cost-effective option to the current housing crisis. The idea of a secondary residence or granny flat for family members isn't a new idea. In fact, it stretches back to Victorian times, and Australians have embraced the concept.
Because as you get older, you more or less have that concern, what if you're left on your own? Can you afford, because we didn't own our own home, so if the rents keep rising, how are you going to afford it? What are you going to do? Where are you going to live, So it was just like a penny dropped when Ash sort of put the idea, and Jess put the idea to us. It just seemed like it was just a wonderful idea, actually. Yeah.
The Australian granny flat may have started out as a money-making idea for investors, but has turned, for people like Ashley, into a multi-generational living solution. Granny flats like this have solved some of Australia's housing problems. But the government is under pressure to stop the cycle of increasing rents and begin a robust programme of building affordable housing nationwide. Annette Lee, TRT World, New South Wales.